guys, how are you? Welcome back to my channel for this brand new video. So we are in my bedroom, which is not my normal setup, but this is where I want to do the video today because it's like nice and comfy and I can like sit. And I'm doing this video and I've never done anything like this on my channel before. It's a story time video. I've actually been wanting to try to do a story time video on my channel for a little while now, but I just couldn't think of a good story that I had, to be honest. I was like, I don't know, like nothing crazy ever happens to me. But then it hit me, I had to do a story time about this. So this is a story about the time that I catfished my local Starbucks. Okay, I don't even know where to begin with this story. This is so crazy. I've didn't rehearse this at all. I didn't write down talking points. I'm literally just gonna tell you the story. So basically, if you didn't know, I went to acting school. And in our first semester of our second year of acting school, we take a dialects class, which is essentially like you learn a British accent and an Irish accent and all of these things. And so we were learning a British accent in school, and I really enjoy doing a British accent. I think it's a lot of fun. And maybe like some Brits out there will be watching this and will be like, your British accent is terrible. But like, I think it's like passable at least, that like I could possibly be British. So I basically would go out and practice. Just like wherever I would go out, like I'd go out to lunch and practice there, like wherever. So as you guys know, I like Starbucks a lot. And actually, some of you who are like diehards on my vlog channel may already know parts of this story because I sort of documented it on there as it was happening because it was so like stressful and like crazy. So basically, I started doing my British accent whenever I would order my Starbucks. And I would go in and I'd be like, hey guys, how are you? Like, can I please get a venti black iced tea with 8 pumps of classic? And they'd be like, sure. And then like, I don't know, I was just doing it for fun. And then one day I went to Starbucks and they knew who I was. And like normally that would be great. Like I would go in, they already knew my order. They'd be like, hey Jill, good to see you, like your usual. And I'd be like, yeah. The only problem was that I wasn't me. I was British me, which was just, I didn't know what to do. I literally didn't know what to do. I like remember calling my mom and being like, hey, so slight problem. They know who I am inside Starbucks and they think that I'm British. And she was like, I don't understand. And this went on for 9 months. And this was like a serious issue in my life, like literally something that brought me intense stress for many, many reasons. Number one being that they were so nice to me. They would give me free drinks or 50-cent drinks, and like they were just like wonderful. They made like the best version of my drink ever. Like I don't know what they do, it's still like the best. They were all so nice to me. Like they wanted to hang out with me outside of Starbucks. Like I started to feel like I knew things about their lives and they were learning things about my life. And we were becoming friends, but like they didn't know who I really was. And mostly everything that I told them about me was true. Like I told them that I was going to an acting conservatory. I told them that I had a YouTube channel. And even like they believed me to the point where they found my YouTube channel and they thought I was doing an American accent on my YouTube channel. That's how much they believed I was British. I mean, it was out of control. Number two, like every time I would leave Starbucks, I would have to call my mom and be like, Mom, like, how do I get out of this? Like, I was in so deep. Like, around the 6-month mark, you're like, there's no way out. Like, this is it. I'm going to be British inside that Starbucks forever. It was even to the point where I would go on dates at this Starbucks, like just general coffee dates. And before we went inside, I would have to tell them, hey, I know this is super weird, but I'm going to have to be British inside of this Starbucks because they think I'm British, and I'll explain the whole story afterwards. And of course, it's a funny story to tell or like whatever. Like people would be like, okay, but then I would tell them the story and they'd be like, oh, that's like crazy and wild. And like, cause it's just like a weird thing. But like, this was a huge issue and I did not know how to resolve it. The last example that I'll share about this is like every time it would rain in Los Angeles, which doesn't happen that often, but we had a sort of rainy year, they would be like, oh, does this remind you of home? And I'd have to be like, yes, it does. It reminds me so much of home, makes me miss it so much, but like I didn't leave England to come to a rainy Los Angeles. Like I came here for the sun. And I would have to like freaking lie about it. Like, guys, this was so stressful. Oh my God, one more thing. One time while I was British in Starbucks, a guy in front of me in line like turned to me and I asked Tara's friend Phil for a place that I could live in England that wasn't like London, so I wouldn't be so stereotypical. So he told me that I could be from Kent, England. And so that was my story, that I was from Kent. So this guy in front of me in line, he's like an older guy, but he hears me talking in a British accent and he's like, oh, where are you from? And I was like, oh, like England. And he was like, yeah, where? And I was like, Kent. And he was like, I lived in Kent for like 5 years. What area of Kent were you in? And I was like, like I did not know what to say. And then like somehow he said like, oh yeah, like I'm from like Thousand Oaks or something like that. I don't know. I don't even remember what it was. But like I just remember being like, oh yeah, I'm not far from there. Because like I just tried to play it off like, oh, this creepy guy's asking me where I'm from or like something, because like I didn't know what to say. Because I wasn't from there and I wasn't me, and it was like, oh, just like the most stressful. So anyway, that's like the gist. And this goes on for 9 months. And I like really come to like these people. Like I follow them on Instagram. They follow me on Instagram. Like we have each other on Snapchat, like real friends. Like, oh my gosh. I just love these people. Like seriously, I'm going to tell them that I posted this video. So if any of you are watching this, like I love you guys so much. You're the best. Like, oh my God, I can't even begin to name everyone. Like Zero, Oscar, Preston, Sarah, Emily, even Maria, who came in afterwards, but like she's great too. Brett, oh my God, I loved Brett. Kenny, who worked there at the time. Like, I mean, that's probably, like, I'm probably missing people. I just love everyone who works there. They're all like great people. Best Starbucks in Hollywood, hands down. It's the Gower Gulch Starbucks at the corner of Sunset and Gower. Go there. They rock. So eventually I'm like, I have to get out of this lie. Like, I can't do it anymore. It's been 9 months. I like these people. What am I gonna do? So I finally say to this guy, Kenny, who was working, like, hey, like, let's go out for drinks. And we invited everyone, but no one else could come. So it ended up just being me and Kenny going out for drinks. And so when he got off of work, we went over to a bar in Hollywood and just like got a drink. And I was like, British the whole time that we were out having this drink. It was like just as friends. It wasn't like anything weird or anything. And about an hour into having drinks, I just told him, like, I basically just went, so like, there's something that I really have to tell you. And he was like, okay. And I was like, it took me so long to get it out. Like I kept being like, oh, this is like so hard to say. And like, God knows what he was thinking I was gonna say. Like he probably thought that I was gonna be like, I'm in love with you or something. Cause it like sounded so dramatic. Cause like, how do you say like, sorry, I'm not British. But like, that's literally what I said. I said like, I'm not really British. And he was like, what? And I was like, I'm not British. And he was like, what do you mean? And so I had to explain the entire thing to him. And he was like in shock, but like super cool about it, thankfully, because I was like very stressed about this situation, obviously. So he was like super cool about it, took the news very well, absorbed it, was like, okay, like who are you really? Where are you actually from? Blah, 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 whatever. And I had to explain the whole thing to him and just like, it was such a load off my chest. So like I felt so much better afterwards. So then came the fallout from that situation. So the next day I told Kenny, I'm gonna come in, like you're working with Preston and Oscar that night. Like I'm just gonna come in and, you know, just tell everyone the truth. And then I was texting him like, I'm so scared to come in. Like, I don't know if I can do it. And so he was like, do you want me to do it for you? And I said, yes. So I told him like, I'm about to come in 5 minutes, tell them now. So he told the people at Starbucks who he was working with that night, who I believe it was Preston and Oscar. I think that was it. So, you know, Jill, that British girl who always comes in here, and they were all like, yeah, of course. And they were like, she's not British. And they were like, okay, dude, like funny one. And he was like, no, seriously, she's not British. And they were all like could not believe it. And so I walked in and I remember Preston being like, when I came in, just like, what? And I was like, I'm so sorry. And like, he came over and like gave me a hug and was like, seriously, you deserve an Oscar for that. You were so convincing. Everyone was like so cool about it. A few people were a little upset, apparently, I heard through the grapevine, because I ended up not telling anyone else. Basically, news just spread throughout the Starbucks that the British girl was not really British. A few people were apparently a little upset, like I guess, especially when they told one of the managers there. He was literally like, guys, like stop playing a trick on me. Like I know that she's British. That's a stupid thing to try to tell me. Like as if they were all conspiring to like play a trick on him. And really I wasn't British, obviously. And some people were like, I don't get it. Like why would she do that? And like, I do understand, like really, why would I do that? It makes absolutely no sense. But it wasn't supposed to be a thing. I was just practicing my British accent. I wasn't trying to trick anyone. It just like snowballed into this bigger situation that I was so unprepared for. And of course, in the end, everyone turned out to be so cool about it. And even now, like we joke about it and they're like, just for like old time's sake, like order it in your British accent. They'll be like, when I think about you, like when I hear your voice in my head, I hear it in a British accent still, because that's like who I was to them for so long. It was just like one of the most insane things that have ever happened to me in my life. If you work at the Gower Gulch at that Starbucks, I'm so sorry for pretending to be British. You guys are all amazing. It was a mistake, a really big, terrible mistake. And thank you all for being so forgiving and just like wonderful to me afterwards. Nobody really like held a grudge against me or like anything. Everyone just like moved on, thankfully. I mean, I was just a random girl at Starbucks. It's not like I thought they were gonna be furious at me. Like, what do they really care? But still. And that is the story of how I catfished my local Starbucks. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. It was a lot of fun for me to make and sort of share this story and just to be able to sit down and ramble for you guys about this sort of weird, crazy thing. If you guys want me to do more story times, let me know. I can't really think of any more stories that I have off the top of my head, but I would actually love to do more of these. If you guys are interested in if anything else crazy happens to me in my life, I'll share this story. Why not? Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll be back with one of my normal videos this weekend, and I will see you then. Bye!